Looks over the left side, goes in for the score. Touchdown, 49ers.
Sports have always had the power to unite people, regardless of race, religion, or economic background. Bill Walsh recognized the power of locker room unity. To this goal, in 1985, the legendary 49ers coach signed a 6'9", 280-pound academic powerhouse out of San Jose State. His name is Harry Edwards. And as a sociologist and activist, he ranks among the most influential voices in the history of sports.
One of the great things that I've always seen around Harry is when he comes into rooms, he's trying to identify the whole room. He's trying to make sure that it's all inclusive. He's trying to make sure that he can rise it up. He's trying to make sure that we're all going to be better for it.
Edwards had been an athlete himself. He was a record-setting discus thrower for the Spartans and the leading rebounder on the basketball team. But he found his true calling as a spokesman for social justice during the turbulent 1960s.
He galvanized a lot of young individuals' minds to the point where they started to think outside the box in terms of what needs to be done, what people can do, try and make a difference in society.
Harry Edwards was born in 1942 and raised in East St. Louis. He was the second of 8 children growing up in a poor, mostly black community. At his father's urging, Harry used sports as a ticket to a better life. He made a stop at Fresno City College before carving out his legacy at San Jose State starting in 1961. By the end of the decade, Dr. Harry Edwards was on his way to pioneering a new field of academic study. His doctoral thesis at Cornell University became a landmark work entitled Sociology of Sport.
He had to argue and plead with his advisor for quite some time to be able to write a dissertation focused on the sociology of sport. Eventually his dissertation was not only accepted, but it was published and became the leading textbook in its field for many generations, and in fact is still used today in classrooms all over the United States.
Edwards returned to San Jose State as a lecturer in the mid-1960s. Along the way, he became a voice for the school's black athletes as well as an advocate for their grievances with the administration. It was around this time that John Carlos made his first visit to San Jose. The rising track star was able to witness the Spartans' famed Speed City in action, setting the wheels in motion for the most famous protest in sports history.
We felt through our athleticism we can have an opportunity to speak on the issues facing society, the ills of society. We felt it was very necessary to put that in focus far more than Olympic medals.
Together, Edwards, Carlos, and Smith would emerge as enduring figures of an effort called the Olympic Project for Human Rights. The original plan called for a black athlete boycott of the 1968 Games in Mexico City. But Edwards' 2 disciples ultimately left their mark by raising black-gloved fists on the victory stand, producing one of the most iconic images of the 20th century.
I think that image, that raised fist, that silent protest in Mexico City resonates today perhaps more than ever before, because we see today a renewed wave of athlete activism around the country in protest of social injustices in communities throughout the country, as we did in 1968.
After Walsh saw Dr. Edwards tap into sports and social change on a global scale, it's no wonder the 49ers coach hired him. Walsh employed his fellow San Jose State alum as a consultant in hopes of getting players of diverse backgrounds onto the same page.
Harry could articulate it. Harry could do it in the classroom. Harry could do it outside the classroom. He could pull you aside. He could do it in a lot of different ways. It was an incredible weapon for the 49ers.
Walsh and Edwards created a Niners for Life program that educated players on drug counseling, financial decisions, and how to complete their college degrees. The Walsh-Edwards partnership also led to the Minority Coaching Fellowship and launched the careers of several NFL head coaches. Other sports leagues followed suit. Major League Baseball hired Edwards as a consultant. So did the Golden State Warriors. In short, Harry Edwards' influence is everywhere. Edwards' legacy lives on at San Jose State, too. With his help, the school launched the Institute for the Study of Sport, Society, and Social Change in 2017. The program will continue the work he started more than a half-century ago.
as we learn from the past, we make for a better future. That's really, I think, the goal that Dr. Edwards has in all of the work that he does, and his willingness to continue to donate his time and his talent to this university makes us richer for the experience.
Bill Walsh and Harry, in their partnership and relationship, did more than just work on the 49ers. They were trying to work on society. They were trying to work on humanity.
You don't have to be a superstar, you don't have to be an Olympian, all you have to be a willing participant to make change in society. I think a lot of people grabbed that theory that he had and wanted to be a part of the movement. We've been keeping an eye on the prize for 50 years and continuing to go to the next 50 to hand it off to the younger generation today.
Dr. Harry Edwards' legacy will now include a plaque in the San Jose Sports Hall of Fame. Let it stand as a monument to all he's done in his crusade for civil rights, and let it serve as a reminder for all that remains left to do.